Good morning, the COT data video for the week beginning the 17th of July 2023, and we can see the EURFX has had an increase of shorts. You can see like a decrease of positions there, so it's still strongly positive, but they are selling it over time slightly, and the USD has ticked down slightly as well, and so we went from 14,000 to 12,000, so it's a decrease and then a decrease here as well. 145, 140, 5,000 contract decrease, a 2,000 contract decrease. So that's the Euro USD, and obviously that would have been the buy back there. And then we can put on the yen. Now the yen is of note because it stopped its free fall. Well, very, very heavy, but we can see how we've gone from 117,000 to still stayed at 117,000, but it's a slight uptick, 117,920 to 117,182. So it stopped its aggressive falling, but before you probably want to get involved in the yen, I'd want it above these supports, 111, 110. So we've still got some distance to go. Depending on this COT report, we might want to be looking to buy yen potentially, but you'd want it above these supports, and then up we come, and there's the EJ buy signal there. So let's take euro off. Do note that we just tick down slightly. Put on Aussie. Aussie's choppy and negative, and we're more negative than we were the week prior, 44,000 to 45. Okay, so that's the Aussie. So we're negative and slightly more negative than the week prior. Okay. Pound is was pumping, and it's still pumping. And we went from well, the zero is like really much the buy. There's that head and shoulders pattern that I didn't know if it was going to break, and we certainly did. And the reason for this pump is that Bank of England were quite aggressive, and their market anticipated 25 basis point hike. It actually did 50, and that's the hawkishness of the BOE. And then that's that pump, right? So we went from 50,000 to 58,000 in a week. So that's the banks and institutions getting involved in the pound, and they're buying that. Okay. Obviously, we'd have to check the retail sentiment to see if this corresponds, and if it does, then it's going to be a good long. If the herd are going to sell the pound this week, it might be a good buy opportunity, because obviously, and this is the bias for the banks. Okay. Pound off, CAD on. Now CAD was like in a big freefall mode, which took me by surprise, and it kept falling, and now we're pumping, and we're back above the zero, but we're just sideways, 4,500 to 4,400. So it's just pretty gone sideways. A slight, ever so slight decrease there, just sideways, and it looked like we were probably going to get a dollar CAD trade opportunity if we had the crossover, but it looks like we might not. We'll have to wait and see. So CAD's just sideways. CAD off. Look at gold. Remember, gold's quite strong, and 151,000 contracts long, 165 contracts, so they did increase quite a bit. Yeah, so we went from 151, 163, 165. All right, so the big fish are long on gold, so be careful about selling. And that's that. I suppose maybe you'll have a eye there, 172. Above that, there might be quite a good good support here. You can see how it came into play. So we're looking at 172 for longs, and we're still slightly below that support. Gold off, and so it's not particularly bearish. It looks like it's maybe trying to fight higher, maybe, and Kiwi is probably going to be sideways, I'll be honest with you, and it has been for ages and ages. And we were positive, and now we're negative. All right, so we had this range break thing where we went above the zero line for a while. It looked like we were going to get the buy signal, but nope, and then they sold it. Now we're the sideways, and likewise, it's going to be the same with the Swiss franc, I think, unless anything materialized. But no, they just sold the Swiss franc, and that's the COT data video. And then that's about it, really. I won't talk about the robot because that's a sort of like a separate video, and yeah, I opened some trades on Friday. We'll just have to report back tomorrow evening, and then I'll report back and see how we're done on the day. And that's it. So the API is working on the sheet, which is fine. And so that's it. I'll just wrap up now. And fingers crossed, we have a nice, easy week ahead of us because it has been a roller coaster. Last week was very much a roller coaster as well. And it's worth noting that the technical risk calculation, we did take a little bit of a hit on Friday, and we were really, really high on our technical scores, and it was a good time to perhaps de-risk. And so like we were about in the 90s. So I'm saying like buy when that number's low, indices, and then sell when it's high, and then we would have had a good week. So this is how we stand on our QDB scores. So we'll just have to see how we go, and I'll report back tomorrow evening with the robot. And I'm pretty much away quite a bit tomorrow, but I'll be in and out as and when, and I'll be taking it easy. And I'll probably be back trading properly on Tuesday, I think, because just want to see how things materialize tomorrow, because it was a bit of a crazy week and a bit of a crazy end to the week as well. So I'm going to just see how things pan out tomorrow, and I'll be back properly on Tuesday, I think. And I'll speak to you guys soon.